Hello and welcome back to another episode of Gravedigger 101. Today we'll be going over everything that appeared or was mentioned in the last video, but we didn't really go that in depth on. Namely being the voice commands, helmet tiers, and overdosing. Now we'll go over all of the voice commands, starting with danger there. It's easiest to use in combat stance since you're in shift lock and you can actually position the exclamation point. And what happens is, it'll highlight the area with an exclamation point for your allies to see. Next is request ammo, which will ping any soldats or rooks near you so that they can give you ammo. You can only use this if you don't have full reserves, and if you do have full reserves, it simply won't do anything. Next there's thank you, which you can only use once somebody's done something to help you, such as healing you, giving you ammo, or other things. Thanking somebody will give them a temporary morale boost, which is very beneficial. So you should always try to do that if you can. Next, you can request a medic. You can only do that if you're hurt, and what it'll do is it'll ping all of your allies near you so that they can give you medical attention. Then there's need support, which you can use at any time, and it'll simply tell your teammates that you need support. The previously mentioned morale buff improves your sprint speed by 10% and your reload speed by 30% while it's applied. That's why it's pretty important that you give your allies it whenever you can. Next up is helmet tiers, starting with tier 2. That's the basic helmet that will be applied to most of the classes in the game, including Soldat. Notable exceptions include the Vanguard, which has a tier 3 helmet, and the Lancer with a tier 4 helmet. Alongside helmet ratings, there are also weapon penetration ratings, which determines whether or not they can knock helmets off, what types of helmets they can knock off, and at what ranges they can do so. It can also determine whether or not they can completely bypass helmets. Going over the rating of each individual weapon is better suited for another video, but we can go over what each rating means, starting at tier 0. A penetration rating of 0 means that a weapon cannot knock off a helmet at any range, no matter what. A weapon with a penetration rating of 1 means that it can knock off a helmet at close range, unless it is a tier 3 or a tier 4 helmet. A penetration rating of 2 is the most common penetration rating for guns, and means that it can knock off a helmet at medium and close range, with the exception of tier 4 helmets, and tier 3 helmets can only be knocked off at close range. A penetration rating of 3 means that it can knock off a helmet at any range, with the exception of tier 4 helmets, and tier 3 helmets which can be knocked off at medium to close range. A penetration rating of 4 means that it can completely bypass a helmet at close range, with the exception of tier 4 helmets. And finally, a penetration rating of 5 means that it can completely bypass helmets at any range, including tier 4 helmets. Now that's a lot of information, but let's give a demonstration. This is a tier 3 weapon, and that's a tier 2 helmet. As you can see, I was able to knock it off. Now this is a tier 3 gun versus a tier 4 helmet. Wait. Finally, we'll go over overdosing. The way chemicals work in Gravedigger is they come in units of 10. So when a chemical is first applied, you'll get 10 units of that chemical, or more, in intervals of 10. The effects of chemicals do not stack with the amount of units you have, only the duration. And the amount that each chemical lasts depends on the chemical. You can have a maximum of 30 units of chemicals in your bloodstream at any given time. Go above that and you'll overdose. When overdosing, your vision turns gray, and all positive effects are paused. As you can see here, I'm currently overdosing. As we covered in the last video, the easiest way to fix this is to take the medicine. The medicine you take will also prevent you from getting any new chemicals in your bloodstream for a period of time. And that should wrap up just about everything we needed to cover in this video. Now that you've finished watching the basics, you can go over more advanced stuff such as the other classes, perks, weapons, and more in my next videos. Bye.